What's up, YouTube? Today we are venturing into the gearbox motor replacement on Kidtrax Dodge Ram 3500 Longhorn, to be specific. You can look for a link in the description for where we ordered these through Amazon. We bought them as a pair. This is got some miles on it, so we're gonna assume the other side, which is still functioning, is probably close to the end of its life, and replace both today, but keep them for the extra gear parts. So looking at the new and the old, they appear to be identical. Things line up. These feel pretty well made. There's some, there's a lot of grease making it through the seal on this. So before we dive into how to put this on, let's look inside the gearbox. Simply remove these small Phillips head screws, and that is the only thing that holds this cover on. Be sure you don't tip this over because all of these gears will fall out. Everything seems to be the same, because what I had heard failed notoriously was the first set of teeth. That was not the case. What we're on would be the second of the large gears, but it's the tiny gear towards the front, and it's just gone. The only other thing to take a quick look at before we go through the assembly of this is the information for the new motor, 12 volt DC, 10,000 RPM. I don't know what the motor's rating was on the original gearbox, but it appears to be made well. If something's wrong with it, we're going to have the extra motor because it functioned. It was just the gears that were bad. The replacements come labeled driver's side and passenger side, and it's important to make sure that your red and black match the red and black on the connections from the old. And in this case, they do. And it's the same with the passenger side. It's labeled. You've got blue and white, and on the actual truck, they are blue and white. So let's cover what might be the hardest part of this whole process. There's a good look at those 4 tabs you've got to work with, in case you don't remember how you put this together, or it was a gift, as it was with ours. With that out of the way, the only thing holding the wheel on is, in our case, a 17mm nut, which Isaiah is gonna remove now. With your nut and washer out of the way, the wheel should slide right off. Now, I've already removed the old motor, as you've seen, so easiest thing to do is watch it be reinstalled. Position your motor just right. We're bound up. There we go. All right, slide that back tight. We'll simply clip these back. Now we're gonna move on to the other side in our case, but we won't bore you with the removal of all of that. Okay, both motors in place, wiring harnesses, give them a double check. To make sure your motors, whether new or old, are working properly before you even put power on them, you can just give them a little spin. If you do it fast enough, there we go. You can see that current that is generating, causing the other motor to spin. When you slide the wheels back on, make sure that this is as far back into the gearbox as it'll fit. And you need to be aware that this small plastic sleeve will probably want to pop out, so don't lose that. And we'll just put our nut and washer back, move on to the other side, reinstall our battery, and see how we run. All right, bub, let's show them what it can do. There you go. So if you have a problem with yours, check in the description for the parts we ordered, and thanks for watching. Pull the shifter all the way up.